Hello, you guys. Obviously, we're in a little bit of a different setup here today, and that's because earlier this year, and when I say earlier, I want to say it was like September-ish time, I started thinking of the content that I wanted to make for like the end of the year. Um, and there's still some other videos that I want to put out, like in my October wrap up and November TBR video. I just filmed that yesterday, so that giant pause it took me to come up with that title is low key embarrassing. Those reviews are still going to come, but Goodreads, as you can see, let me actually open up Chrome over here so I can see it too. Goodreads has announced their it's time to vote for the Goodreads Choice Awards. And I have not read all of I don't even know it's nominated here. I don't know. I haven't looked at anything yet. But I can just tell you for a fact, I've only read 79 books, as you can see over here. There's no way in hell that I've read all of the books that are nominated, but I thought that it'd be fun to do a sort of who should win and who will win, based solely on if I've read the books or just what I've heard about the books, and then whatever. I don't. It's just a fun thing, okay? This is not a serious thing. I got the inspiration for this from a movie reviewer, actually, Grace Randolph from Behind the Trailer. If you're all into movies, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I don't know if someone does this on BookTube, but we're doing it here today. So let's click on over. Let's see what the best books of 2019 are nominated. Let's see here. Let's start. And I'm going to start in categories that I know I haven't read anything. So let's just go with fiction. Fiction, I haven't read that much adult fiction this year. I can tell you right now who's going to win is The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. I'm never going to read The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, but that's probably what's going to win. Based on these other titles, I really don't know who should win. I think this one has the prettiest, so I'm going to go with Jacqueline Woodson, Red at the Bone. That should win. I'm going to vote for it because why not? That's what we do here in America. We make uneducated votes. On to mystery and thrillers. Hopefully in editing, there'll be something on the screen. Best mystery and thriller. This one, My Sister, the Serial Killer, was really popular at the beginning of the year. Heard a lot of buzz about this one. Anonymous Girl, I've heard of. Haven't heard that much positive things. I heard a lot of people talking about how this duo's first book wasn't that interesting. So I don't think this one is going to win. The Turn of the Key, Ruth Ware, is probably a pretty safe bet. I've heard a lot of things about that one recently. Same with Lock Every Door. I heard this one was big out of like BookCon, BEA. Pretty much everyone walked away with an arc of that one. But I haven't heard people talk about it since then. And right now, The Whisper Man is popping because it was just part of the Friday night October thing that Mel and a bunch of people were doing. But I'm gonna vote for My Sister, the Serial Killer because it's the only one that I know offhand is written by a black person. So, but I think this one right here, Disappearing Earth by Julia Phillips, this one has my favorite cover. So, on to the next one, historical fiction. 10 out of 10 have not read anything in this. Have I heard any of these titles? City of the Girl. Oh, Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm going to vote for that one. I think it's also going to be the one that wins. I think it will win. And while I haven't read any of the other ones, I think it should win. Maybe the Knuckle Boys. I know that one, it got a lot of hype at like Barnes & Noble. So like it's been on a bunch of displays and end caps. I think this one has the prettiest cover though. Elizabeth Gilbert's City of Girls. On to fantasy, which we know I haven't read because I'm the worst. Oh, we got a lot of poppin' things in here. This is gonna be a battle. Okay, Cassandra Clare is probably gonna win this one. That's probably who's going to win. As for who should win, I can tell you right now, it should not be Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. This book was so fucking boring. The most boring book I've ever tried to get into. It was so dense and boring and just crude and gross. Like 10 out of 10 would not recommend that one. Ninth House might come for Cassandra Clare. Like Ninth House might be able to like come for it, but I don't think it's going to win. Same for Pride Over the Orange Tree, or even, George R.R. Martin's book over here. Kingdom of Copper, I think a lot of people mixed opinions. I think it's a pretty hyped book, but I don't think it's actually going to come for anybody. I'm not going to vote in this category because I'm just not. But This one definitely should not win, and I think it's going to be between Ninth House and the Red Scrolls of Magic for who will win. Next one, romance. I actually have read a couple of new release romances this year, so I might be able to vote in this category. And oh, Red, White, and Royal Blue should win and probably will win. Let's vote right now. These other titles I haven't read. Well Met, I know it's pretty popular. Jasmine Guillory, there was some like kerfuffle on book Twitter about how she's like a super hyped romance author, but people aren't really feeling her, I think. Um, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I know that Helen Huang over here with the Bride Test, people liked it. LJ Shen's Pretty Reckless, that might come in. Ooh, LJ Shen is nominated twice. They got Pretty Reckless and The Kiss Thief. Shout out to LJ Shen. They're the only author in this category nominated twice. The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez, fun fact, is actually a local author, and I didn't realize this until like a week ago. But Abby Jimenez owns the cupcakery Nadia's Bakery, Nadia's Cupcakes here in my town, and apparently they're also an author. So shout out to them. They've run Cupcake Wars like twice, so they make good cupcakes, and I don't know if the book is good, but thought I would share as I speed through this. Best science fiction, again, is not going to be something. Gideon the Ninth probably will win. If it should win, I don't know. I didn't read it, didn't get around to it. Pierce Brown's Dark Age might be able to come up for it. I think that's probably going to be the biggest competition here in this category. River Solomon's Deep, haven't heard anybody talk about it. Ched Chiang's Exhalation, I've heard one person talk about it, Rachel from Colonnati. She read this collection. I don't think she liked it as much as she liked Ted Chiang's other collection, but it is a title on this list that I've heard of. And Blake Crouch's Recursion, I think it was a Book of the Month pick, so people might have picked it from there. But I do think that Gideon the Ninth is going to be the one that is going to be here. Maybe Becky Chambers to be top if unfortunate. I haven't heard anybody talk about this one, but I do know that Becky Chambers is kind of beloved in this space, so I would not be surprised if this one got a lot of votes. But I'm not going to vote in this category either because I just don't feel like I need to. Horror, I think Stephen King released a book this year, so he'll probably win it. Yep, The Institute, that's probably going to win it. Outside of that, the only one of these titles I've heard of is Stephen Chbosky's Imaginary Friend, and I feel like I heard pretty mixed things. So I don't know if it's going to be enough to win, but Stephen Chbosky, I think, probably has the best chance in this category. If I was going to vote in this category, I'd probably vote for the remaking because we have the YA snake here, but I think it's interesting. It looks like piano keys or like a staircase here for the pattern. But that's all I have to offer here. Humor, I know I will not have read anything in this category, but let's see here. Ali Wong, I like Ali Wong. Amanda Seales, no one likes Amanda Seales apparently. That's what I got from Twitter. So I doubt Amanda Seales' book is going to win. Shout out to Much Ado About Mean Girls. I like that this is here, but probably won't win. I think this is probably the most, I think this is probably the most open category. If I had to make a prediction, it'd probably be Ali Wong's Dear Girls, maybe the Chelsea Handler book, or this one about Selena Meyer, because Veep was a pretty popular show. I've never watched it, but I think those are probably the ones that I would pick. And I would, like I said, I wouldn't pick Amanda Seales' book because apparently no one likes the woman. So, shout out to her. Next, for Best Nonfiction, I think this is really going to be between She Said by Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey, which I have on hold at the library. I'm currently number 200, so I'm not going to get it. And Ronan Farrow's book, Catch and Kill. Now, Catch and Kill just came out, so I think it has the slight edge because he's still doing the press tour for it. I am kind of sad not to see Blowout by Rachel Maddow on this list, but you can't win them all. I'm actually really sad. This one right here, Lindy West's Witches Are Coming, I wanted to check out, but my library doesn't have it, so I couldn't do that. So like I said, I think this category is going to be between Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow and She Said by Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey, because those both deal with the Time's Up, Me Too movement, and the Weinstein situation. So I think those two are the most likely winners. Best Memoir or Autobiography. Again, this isn't something that I've read. I haven't read any of these. Maybe the Demi Moore book because it's Demi Moore, or Over the Top by Jonathan Van Ness. But I know Elaine Welter Roth has a memoir out this year. Might have to pick that up for nonfiction in November. Maybe this one by Saheed Jones. Maybe. I would doubt it though. I'd be pretty surprised if that one won. On to history and biography. Let's see what's happening in this category, shall we? I have this one. Not this one. I have this one. I thought I had this one coming in, but I don't think I do anymore. Say Nothing, A True Story of Murder and Memory in Northern Ireland. This would be my pick just because I wanted to read it. David McCullough, he's pretty big in this space. For my brief research. So maybe I think those would be my two picks, but I'm gonna vote for this one because I did want to read it. So I did look into that title. I just didn't put it on hold. Anyway, best science and technology book. Again, I have no idea. I would say maybe Underland because this one has the prettiest cover. So we're gonna move on to food and cookbooks, which is oh, there's a Little Women cookbook. That's fun. Ooh, Gwyneth Paltrow. I think people who really like Gwyneth Paltrow who read this would probably come and vote for this. So my guess is it's going to be between this Gwyneth Paltrow book and Anthony's book. The younger me who used to love binging 30-minute meals with Rachel Ray and On a Dime with Rachel Ray and the Rachel Ray talk show wants to think that this could win, but I don't think it is. I think this one is between Anthony and Gwyneth Paltrow. Next one is graphic novels and comics. And I haven't read any of these. Oh, I did. I read Bloom, but I don't want to vote for it because I wasn't... I guess I'll vote for it. I didn't like this book. I thought that... I don't like books... Why are we actually on the Bloom page? I don't like graphic novels that have, like, the singular color, because I feel like the love interest was meant to be a person of color, and I don't like people of color who are, like, blue. As for who should win, like I said, I don't think it is Bloom. I don't think Bloom should win. I think maybe Mooncakes. I've heard nothing but good things about Mooncakes. But probably Pumpkinheads or Heartstopper or Paper Girls will actually take it. Yeah, I think one of those will probably take it. Probably Pumpkinheads. I haven't read it, but I think that's probably the one that wins. Poetry. I did read some poetry this year, but none of it came out this year. So Shout did not come out this year, did it? Oh, I guess it did. Published 2019. I mean, it's on the list. It has to come out in 2019, but yeah, I haven't heard any of these, but if I were to pick based just on the cover, I like this cover. What is this called? The Octopus Museum by Brenda Shaughnessy. And this one, I think, over here, When You Ask Me Where I'm Going by Jasmine Kaur. I think these have the prettiest covers. This one is pretty interesting as well, but I feel like this motif is... It's played, you know? It's played. Maybe this one on the Magical Negro, this could be an interesting collection. I might want to read that, but I'm not the biggest in poetry. Debut novel. I have read a lot of debuts this year, but let's see here. We have... Of these, I would have to vote for Red, White, and Royal Blue, because it's the only one on this list that I've actually read. So... Sorry. The bookseller at Barnes & Noble did try to get me to pick this one up when I bought The Right Swipe and Fix Her Up, but I didn't get it. Young adult fiction. I like to think I'll have read a lot of these. This is the category where we can have an actual serious discussion. So, for the opening round, I think I Wish You All the Best by Mason Dever is a decent book. I did not like this book as much as I wanted to. The love interest really bothered me in this book. So I gave it 2 stars, as you can see. On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, I gave 5 stars, as you can see. I liked it way more than I liked The Haze You Gave. I thought both are good books, but I like On the Come Up more, if only because On the Come Up has Sonny, my favorite gay side character. Just love him. Love him to bits and pieces. He doesn't have a lot of screen time. He doesn't have much of a personality, but he's there. He exists, and it made me very happy. Again, but Better, I think, is the is in the wrong category. Again But Better is not a young adult novel. These characters are in their 20s the entire time they're here. And for half of the book, fucking Shane over here is 26 years old. That's not a young adult novel. I'm sorry. It's just not. Like, there at no point is this person a young adult. They are full ass adults. Um, I think it bothers me that Again But Better is in this category, because if Again But Better is in this category, then fucking Red, White, Royal Blue could be in this category. You get what I mean? I think that Again But Better does not belong here, and I don't think it was a good book. I don't. American Royals, I love with my whole heart and soul, and I kind of want to vote for it because this is just opening. I kind of want to vote for American Royals if I'm being honest, because I do love that book a whole lot. And of my options here, this one was the biggest surprise. Two Can Keep a Secret, I think, is a terrible, terrible book. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And I don't think it's going to win. I also think that the On the Come Up is probably going to win this category. And so I'm going to vote for American Royals because I like that book a whole lot. Yeah, so shout out to Catherine McGee. Next, we have young adult fantasy and science fiction. And I read one of these, and there's no way in hell I'm voting for Wayward Son. Terrible book. I have Queen of Air and Darkness sitting on my shelf. This was published in 2018. Why is this on this list? Why? This is probably going to win, but why is it on the list? This is published in 2018. It says it right here, Goodreads. So what is going on? Anyway, The Wicked King, I think, is the worst book. I think after I read The Wicked King, I had to go back and vote. I had to rate The Cruel Prince higher. So I also think that it's interesting The Wicked King is on this, and it's not out yet. But on one of these other categories, the book wasn't out yet, and you were able to vote for it. So I think it's interesting that Queen of Nothing is not on this list. Maybe that's what happened with Queen of Air and Darkness. Because I think this was released in like December, and I guess if voting opens in November. Okay, Goodreads, I take it back. So I guess you'll be able to vote for Queen of Nothing next year. But for this one, I guess I will go ahead and vote for this book because it's the only one on the list that I've read. So I don't think it should win, but I do think that it's going to come down to The Wicked King versus The Queen of Air and Darkness. And I think that it's only fair for The Wicked King to actually win because, you know, it was actually published this year. So middle grade and children's. I haven't read any middle grade or children's. Oh, I have. Dragon Pearl. Dragon Pearl is an excellent book. Oh, I love it so much. Yeah, we're voting for Dragon Pearl. It absolutely should win, and I think that it will win. Yeah, I think that it should. Absolutely. I mean, I guess this book, The Tyrant's Tomb, the Trials of Apollo book, is probably going to win because it's actually Rick Riordan and not a Rick Riordan Presents. But Dragon Pearl by Yoon Ha Lee, if you have not read that book, go read it. It takes Korean folklore and it puts it into a sci-fi setting. And so there's magic and science, and you would think that those things wouldn't work together, but Yoon Ha Lee is like a fucking wizard, okay? Fucking magic happens in that book, and you're missing out if you haven't read it. Like, for real. Picture books, I haven't read anything that's a picture book. But I think this one right here, A Beautiful Day, and then, oh no. This book right here, Soul Way by Lupita Nyong'o, has the most stunning art. I'm voting for it. I did flip through it at a Barnes & Noble. That's kind of like reading a picture book. The most stunning art. If that book wasn't like $30, I would have copped it. I can't justify $30 on a picture book. I don't think it was $30. It was like $25. It was way too expensive to be a picture book, even though it was the most amazing art that I've ever seen. Absolutely should go to Soulway. So thanks for coming along with me as we played this game of who should win and who will win. This is going to be a mess to edit, but I had a lot of fun. So hopefully, I would love to see other people do this. So if you are watching this video, I would like you to play along. It doesn't matter if you've already voted. You can still scroll through and you can explain why. If you're watching this, I tag you to do this. Yes, this is my new original tag, the who should win, who will win, Goodreads Choice Awards, and yeah, so thanks for watching this. I'll see you guys again soon in my next video, but until then, bye.